Hello, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time, to be completely honest. Today we are doing a Smasher Pass for the Pokemusu of the Johto region, made by the wonderful Lily Kinkimation. Links to her and her videos explaining the concept will be linked in the description below. Obviously, you all know how a Smasher Pass works, and I shouldn't have to explain it all that much. But this one does come complete with a tier list. I'm also not going to get too much into that because it's pretty self-explanatory once you see it. A couple things before this video begins. I can't record a whole ton at once, so this is going to be split up between like different days, and that's just the main reason my outfit's going to change. Um, and two, I do have notes on this, so that's why I will be looking down here. I'll be looking at my notes to see what's going on. But is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. With that being said, let us get into the main part of the video. Okay, starting off, we have a Chikorita here. Chikorita, she's cute. I really like I think they're digitigrade legs. The one toe is good. The leaf, that's fun. Uh, she looks like she'd main Isabelle. Alright, Bayleaf. Uh, I can't say exactly why, but she feels like a Peach main, right? That makes sense to you guys? Yeah, Peach main. Meganium. I I get the vibe from this Meganium that she's kind of like trad mom, right? Like she's the type of person, she's the type of mom that would like tell you to pause an online game. You're gonna have to pass that. Cyndaquil. Again, like Bayleaf, I don't have a good explanation for it. I'm just kind of feeling Zelda. She feels like a Zelda main. Quilava. Quilava, she's a pretty aggressive player. She's got these fire powers. I'm thinking Bowser. Typhlosion. Extremely aggressive, little to no recovery, big sword. That's a Ganondorf. That's a Ganondorf if I've ever seen one. Totodile. Bite so powerful and can easily rend flesh. I'm thinking Wario. They both like to bite, and I think she would find it funny. I think she would find the mouth completely unhinging and clenching down funny. So yeah, I'm gonna go Wario there. Croconaw. Croconaw. Yeah, I'm thinking hero for Croconaw. I'm thinking they didn't really like get a good grip on like who does what. They just saw like, oh, this guy's named Hero, so they picked Hero. Because like in case you didn't know, the lore behind the Croconaws are that they like obviously it. I'm not sure if I'm putting it up there. Humans are often scared of them because of their looks and power. However, Croconaws don't actually want to be feared. So I think they want to be a hero. That's why they picked Hero. For Ralligator. I'm thinking for Alligator, they're Donkey Kong. They're a big heavy. And then they're only doing down Bs until someone gets close enough to get hit by a down B, and then they're going all out. Sentret. A snake, right? It's like staying at the edge of the map. And they're using the RPG where it moves, where you can control how it moves. Furret. Again, I don't have a reason for it. She feels pit. She feels like a pit main. Hoot Hoot. Hoot Hoot does not have hands. Pass. Noctowl also doesn't have hands. However, I feel like a Noctowl might be able to use her feet to control stuff. And with that being said, I mean it's Greninja, right? Like they're both ninjas, and Greninja has more of a ninja feel than Sheik does, right? Greninja has some ninja stuff. Sheik is just kind of a sneaky guy, or girl, I guess. Ladybug, come on, look at this. This is a Olimar main if I've ever seen one. She might even be an Alf main. Come on, we know. We can just look at that and tell. Ledian. Uh, Ledian looks me Gunner-esque. Right? We can see that me Gunner. Yeah, me Gunner. I'm thinking that specifically she's got Laser Blaze for neutral special, Stealth Burst as a side special, Arm Rocket as up, and Bomb Drop as down. That's what it's looking like to me. Correct me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. Spinarak. Spinarak is not social and would choose not to play. Pass. Ariados. Ariados would be King K. Rool, right? Because she's cruel, right? That's the joke with King K. Rool's name. I won't explain it. I'm just kidding. She wouldn't play. She would kill you. Put her in pass. Crobat. Crobat. Crobat would be another Peach. I'm feeling, right? mainly for that final smash where they summon all the healing stuff. However, they would insist on being teams and would only team up with their master and not anyone else, and they wouldn't let anyone else team with their master. That's just what I'm feeling though. Chin Chow. Chin Chow, Chin Chow. Chin Chow does not have opposable thumbs. That's a pass. Lantern. My opinion, I think Lantern is infuriatingly good at Sora. Pichu's pretty easy. Pichu obviously looks up to Pikachu because they require friendship or love, in the case of Pokemusus, to evolve. So obviously they're putting Pikachu on an idol. Cleffa. Cleffa refuses to play because the graphics are too outdated. That's a pass. Igglybuff. And I know what you're thinking. Because I just said Pichu would be Pikachu because Pichu looks up to Pikachu, right? And I don't think and what I'm saying is not that Igglybuff doesn't look up to Jigglypuff. I'm thinking Igglybuff picked up Jigglypuff, right? Saw that Jigglypuff was there, picked it up, did a down special, sung, immediately went to sleep, got 3-stocked, 5 seconds flat, and then refused to pick it up ever again, right? What Igglybuff is Lucas on the edge of the map spamming PK fires, and I pick Lucas over Ness because Lucas has PK Ice and not PK Flash, and I think PK Ice is much more annoying because it fully freezes you. Togepi. Togepi is Yoshi. Because eggs. But you couldn't play for too long, right? 1 or 2 rounds before people start to get salty. Togetic. Togetic feels pain whenever they're around negative emotions. They couldn't play Smash. Pass. Natu, no hands, pass. Zatu, also no hands, pass. Mareep, I don't have a good reason for it, but Mareep's just kind of like screaming a Toon Link at me. So if you disagree, post it in the comments. Tell me what Mareep would play. Flaffy. Robin, because they use electricity. That's all the justification I have for that. Hey, it's editing me here. Just need to add a quick little addendum. There's a couple places I need to do this in because I filmed everything, and then I didn't want to. I've already filmed everything, but I don't want to have to go re-edit everything or refilm everything. So Mareep and Flaffy, for both of those two, they are not able to control their output of electricity, so they would not be able to actually play a full game of Smash. They're both passes. Enjoy the rest of this. Ampharos. Ampharos is too busy pegging. Ampharos is a Bayonetta main. They are two strong, independent women who I would let peg Blossom. Blossom would be Lucario because they both have a strong bond with their trainer or master. Meryl. Villager can pick things up, and Meryl also likes to do so, as we can see in this. Sorry? Not the type of video this is. But yeah, Meryl also likes to pick things up. Azumarill. Mr. Game & Watch is a funny-looking guy. And I think Azumarill would like that. She seems like the type of gal to like that. Sudowoodo doesn't have functional hands. Pass. Politoed. Politoed would be Olimar since they are natural leaders due to the King's Rock, according to the lore. Hoppip uses Kirby because it's pink and it's cute and it has a low skill ceiling. Skiploom also uses Kirby, but they use the green skin. Jumpluff canonically has issues holding things because of these cotton balls on her hands, so that's gonna have to be a pass. She couldn't hold a controller. Apom enjoys the non-traditional arms of a Min Min, and also they seem extremely brat-coded, and Min Min players should be executed by the CIA. Sunkern. Sunkern would be Steve, because Steve is the top-ranked character, right? Like, according to some Smash Bros. Website, and Sunkern is the weakest Pokemusu. I can't pick up any specific vibes from Sunflora, but I guess Bowser Jr. because their character hinges on them being a sun, and Sunflora only moves when the sun's out. That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. Yanma would use Piranha Plant because it looks ferocious. In reality, Yanma would kill you. Pass. Wooper. Not even arms. Pass. Quagsire has played every character in the game, and they have determined that they are best with Kazuya. Espeon is a Pit, and not only because of Pit's connection to the sun or whatever, I don't know, I haven't played Kid Icarus, but also because Umbreon is a Dark Pit main. These two absolutely conspired to have opposite mains, and that's just how it is. Murkrow, no arms, pass. Slowking uses Roy. No, not that one, you rube. Slowking uses the Bowser Jr. skin of Roy because they look similar. and they haven't put any more thought into it than that. Slowking has better things to do, like figure out the cure for cancer, and then forget it. I don't know if that's a real, like, Pokemusu thing. That's a real Pokemon thing. Mischievous, canonically, no arms. See all that? That's no arms. That's a pass. Unknown. Unknown disappear after a few moments. They can't play Smash. That's a pass. Wobbuffet mains Shulk due to the Movado art technically allowing for Shulk to have 5 different counters, which is how Wobbuffet fights. Girafarig. We don't have a ton about Girafarig. What we have is that they work together in teams. So, Ice Climbers. Pineco mains King Dedede. Not only he's not the fastest attacker, however, he is slow and they are heavy hitting. Fortress keeps King Dedede for the same reasons that Pineco uses him. Dunsparce plays King K. Rool for a couple reasons. One, if you're playing drunk, which Dunsparce will be. I mean, you can see the art. They're gonna be playing drunk. You want a high, easily accessible survivability and not super complex combos, which King K. Rool has both of, and also King K. Rool has canonically been alcoholic, and I think Dunsparce would relate to that. Gligar, I don't think those claws can hold a controller. That's a pass. Ganondorf is a heavy character with a good attack, which, while may not be the most true thing about Steelix, it is what Steelixes would like to believe, so I think they would pick it. I don't think Snubbull would pick any male character to play as. I think they would pick any female character. However, I think most likely you would see them running around as Pyramithra, because that's 2 women for 1 character. Granbull picks Ice Climbers, and then tosses the blue one off the side. Purposefully cripples herself because she hates men. I mean, I'm getting Byleth vibes from Quillfish. Can you see that? It might just, like, Byleth has the kind of range stuff. Byleth has similar hair to Quillfish's scheme. So I think it's a, well, no, it's Samus. It's Samus, right? Samus is much more ranged than Byleth is, and also has that build up that Quillfish says it has. Scizor would mean Roy, right? Roy's fast-ish. He hits pretty hard. Red. Wait. Scizor. Yeah, Scizor doesn't have hands. Move that down to pass. Bowser has a large shell. Like Shuckle. Think that's good enough. Heracross would play Captain Falcon. It's the closest thing to Super Sentai in Smash Bros. And, like, I'm not sure if it's confirmed that's what she's basing them off of. But Heracross is for sure, like, Super Sentai-ish. Super Sentai enough. Next addendum. Heracross the Pokemusu is not technically based off of Super Sentai, so she wouldn't pick Captain Falcon because she's the closest to a Sentai character. I can't really see her playing anything else, though, so I do think she would still be Captain Falcon, just not because they're a Super Sentai character, but because they fight for justice, I guess. I don't know. I haven't played F-Zero. Sneasel would main Ridley. They're both fast, they both use claws, and they both have something else that unites the two. I just don't know what it is, and 3 is a better number to list than 2. Teddiursa picks Inkling, because she thinks it looks tasty. And before you get on me like, oh, but it's ink, yada yada. First off, octopus tastes good already. Second, here's a picture of an entremet that I made, and here's a picture of Inkling. So, Inkling looks like an entremet, dude. Ursaring, I'm thinking Simon or Ken. I'm leaning more towards Ken, because Ken is like, he uses his fists and magic. But Ursaring also has magic. She can learn Hyper Beam. Pokemon 218 is hot enough to cause dangerous burns to humans. She cannot hold a controller. Pass. Magcargo. Ditto. Wait, no. Not like the Pokemon Ditto. Like, I mean the same thing. She's also too hot and she can't hold the controller. Pass. Swinub. We don't get anything from Swinub. So we're back to vibes. Fox. Because they have the same fur color. Or close enough. Piloswine, little to nothing to go off of here. King Dedede. Because he would live in the same climate. Corsola would also play Inkling. However, Corsola would play Inkling because they spread their ink everywhere, the same way Corsola spreads their coral. Remoraid would play Snake, because they're both in the military. Octillery, I'm thinking Falco, because Falco, while not entirely a rebel like Octillery is, they're definitely the most rebellious of the modern day Star Fox crew. Delivered would play Villager. Villager can pick things up and take them out, in the same way that Delivered can do the same thing. Mantine would use Banjo and Kazooie because they have almost the same relationship as Mantine and Remoraid. Obviously, Banjo and Kazooie are married for tax purposes, but nothing says that Mantine and Remoraid aren't. Skarmory, I'm thinking, would play Chrom, because Chrom seems like he would like ska music, and also he has multiple weapons. In fact, you might be able to call him a ska armory. I'll take my leave now. Was that long enough to be funny and still short enough to keep retention? Hope so. So this next one is really silly. I was not looking at the pictures of these guys while I was actually recording them, so I wasn't actually looking at a picture of Skarmory. Otherwise, I would have said, pass, because in case you couldn't tell, they don't have hands. I don't know if I'll edit anything in. They don't have hands. They have wings, so they couldn't do that. And I saw that while I was watching someone else do a Smash or Pass. Shout out Ishan. Check her out. I really wanted to get the Ska Armory joke in. That's the only reason I didn't look at it, because for a couple of them I knew before anything. I knew Igglybuff was gonna be a Lucas main that only did PK Fire on the edge of the map. I knew Pichu was gonna be Pikachu, right? A couple things I knew, and then a couple things I didn't. Most things I didn't, but Ska Armory was one of the ones I knew I wanted to get in, and it didn't apply, and I didn't take into account the fact that Skarmory doesn't have hands. But anyways, enjoy the rest of this video. Houndour. Houndour is looking up to another dark fire character, even if they are a cat. Houndour's playing Incineroar. Houndoom. Yeah, same thing. Incineroar is just kind of the peak of what a dark fire type could achieve. Ask Wolfie VGC about it if you don't know, but King doesn't have arms, so pass. Even though it looks like he may have arms, no arms. Pass. Phanpy mains Jigglypuff. They are known to compete in rollout battles, and Jigglypuff's neutral special is rollout. Donphan. Wario. What could be a better rollout, if not a motorcycle? Porygon 2. Rob. They're both robots. For Stantler, Greninja has Shadow Sneak, a move that allows you to create an illusion, which is what Stantlers do. Smeargle uses Bowser Jr. They're both painters. This is one of the easiest ones I've picked in this video. Tyrogue uses Mii Brawler. Specifically, I'm thinking Flashing Mach Punch for a neutral special to mimic Hitmonchan, Burning Dropkick for side specials to mimic Hitmonlee, Helicopter Kick for up specials to mimic Hitmontop, and Counter Throw as a down special to mimic itself. I was also thinking Little Mac, however Little Mac is too punch focused to be a Tyrogue that could be a Hitmonlee, a Hitmontop, a Hitmonchan. If there was a Hitmonchan, or if I was doing Kanto, Hitmonchan would be Little Mac, easy. But I'm not. Hitmontop is focused on spinning attacks, and do you know what character has multiple spinning moves? It's Mario! If he hits you with his cape, you spin around. I'm just kidding. It's Meta Knight. It's so obviously Meta Knight. Smoochum cannot perceive its surroundings and thus cannot play Smash. Pass. Elekid are rambunctious and enjoy absorbing electricity. They could play Smash, however they wouldn't. They would take out your breaker box. Magby uses Mario because they both use fire. For Miltank, I'm getting the same vibes as Meganium, right? Trad Mom, dinner's ready, pause your Fortnite game. Pass. Blissey mains Dr. Mario. They're both healers, and if you go to them in this one specific set of circumstances, where this is Dr. Mario in Smash and Blissey the Pokemusu, you will leave harmed. Raikou uses Donkey Kong, because they both drum. Entei is a Roy main. No, the Fire Emblem one, you fool! But Roy is strong, they use fire, and they use swords, all of which overlap with Entei. Suicune is a Simon or Richter main, because they both, all three technically, but Echo Fighter nonsense, have to do with purifying water. Suicune can purify water, and the Bellamons use holy water to kill vampires. I'm thinking more, because I don't have Echo Fighters, I have Echo Fighters listed as two separate ones on this tier list. Larvitar absorb energy around them, right? Either that be from the world, or by, and this is a quote, ingesting man and Musu. You know what that means? Kirby Man! Pupitar. It is unclear to me, but it doesn't seem like they can move their hands. So, that's going to have to be a pass. I'm starting this one off with a quote. Every recorded instance of Tyranitar has had them born enraged and completely unwilling to de-escalate or talk. They are not going to play Smash. Pass. I'm unsure about how Lugia would work. However, I do think Satsuki Kirin would main Sephiroth because of the big sword. However, those look like big hands. I'm not sure how... Like, you would need a pretty big controller. You know what? Other characters you would have needed big controllers. They have big hands. Yeah, no. Satsuki Kirin would be a Sephiroth main. Palutena is another goddess-like character that manipulates light. So, Palutena. 6, 7. I'm cutting that. Celebi is a Rosalina and Luma main. Because Rosalina is speculated to be like the goddess of time or something. I don't know. There's probably some game theory video about it. Maybe it'll be linked up in the cards. Who knows? And also, they're both alien-esque. Especially if you look at Celebi's concept art. And we've made it through. That's all 100 Pokemon or Pokemusu in the Johto Dex. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to do more of it, you have to... You specifically watching this video, Johnson from North Louisiana, have to convince Lily Goth to get me on her stream. I refuse to do it otherwise, partially because it's a pain in the ass, for reasons I will get into after the rest of this spiel, and mainly because it's not really the content I thrive to make. It's not what I want to be known for. I want to be known for my D&D and storytelling stuff, but that stuff's not doing as well. So it's not doing. I want to be known for my D&D and storytelling stuff, but that stuff doesn't do as well, so I might as well supplement it. And I'm not a big enough channel, so I might as well supplement it with other fun videos that I do want to make, but they're just one-off videos. The reason it was a pain in the ass to make is because, and this is nothing on Lily or how she's writing her Pokemusu, it's her project, she can do whatever she wants with it. However, to pick a Smash, because this isn't which character would they be if they had to be replaced by a Smash Bros. Character, it's which character would they be if they played Smash, which is a harder thing to do if you don't have personality traits or fighting styles, and there's a lot of Pokemusu that are just they don't fight. And, because it is, it's not one specific creature, they have a variety of personalities, so it's harder to do that. So you have to, it's large leaps and bounds, right? That's why Magby was only a, used Mario, because Mario has fire. That's kind of it. But yeah, but what Lily focuses on is, biology and cultural stuff and stuff like that, not... what's the type of person this Pokemusu would be. Which, again, is fine. That's how she wants to write it. That's how it should be written, because these aren't singular characters. They are groups of characters. But other than that, check out the rest of my stuff on the channel if you want. If you want to read my stories, my Royal Road is linked in the description. It's just a storytelling website that allows anyone to post stories on it for free. So it's what I've done, because I want stories to get out. I like writing stories, so I write stories, and then I post them so people can read the stories I write. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to subscribe, comment if you have something to say or want to just boost me in the algorithm. Oh, one more thing. If you want to get my real Smasher Pass for every Pokemon, or every Pokemusu in the Johto Dex, you have all of the information to find it. It's hidden somewhere in this video. But that's up to you to find out. Oh, and one more thing. If you want my real Smasher Pass, I have given it to you already, technically. Hidden in this video is the link to the full, unedited video, where I tell you exactly which Pokemusu I would or would not stick my dick in. You just have to find it. Alright, bye! Where the fuck am I?
Hitting my sources, swinging my cock. Dig how I grew up with a hammer. Dig how I be serving the rock. I know I'm winning my back getting 6. Oh,